Okay, you guys, we're live. Welcome, welcome. This is Eric Vaughn, Family Cash Machine. I got the team on here today. Everybody's here. In fact, let me go ahead and do this because how do we do this? One second. One second. Bam, there we go. Boom, we're live. We're live. Everybody can see. I can see everybody on the screen. How you doing, Miss Sheree? Miss Champagne, Mrs. Carter, Neil, Dustin. Got quite a few of the Fam Wealth Network and Family Capturing Core members here. I'm sitting right here, you guys, in the middle of Beverly Hills, right by the CBS Studios, Farmers Market. I'm sitting here at what they call the Grove now, and it's one of the most diverse places in the world, with the exception of Queens, New York. Queens, New York is so diverse. They were able to do a biological trace to the origins of man, right from Queens, because they said they were able to actually take a DNA sample or like a little, what they call a little saliva swipe. They were able to take a swipe from pretty much everybody in the world was in there in Queens. And guess what? Surprisingly, they traced it all the way back to Africa. Hmm. Out of all the ethnicities in the world, they had people from Switzerland and Queens, Persian, Arabian, African, different tribes from Africa, Indian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, you name it. They have all pretty much the races in the world go to Queens. And so they swiped, they said pretty much 98% of the different ethnicities in the world right in Queens. I thought that was amazing. And they traced all the origins of man back to Africa. How about that? Surprise, huh? No, not surprised. But anyway, today we're going to talk about cryptocurrency. We've been talking about this for the last 2 years. It is an amazing, amazing, amazing technology. And I was watching some videos and over the last couple of days, and alluded me to the fact that I'm gonna start seeing right here in the middle of my video, and it alluded me to the fact that money has been used as a form of expression. I never thought of it that way. They have done experiments with money, with monkeys, and even grays, the parrots, the grays. They've done experiments with mice and used a form of currency, something that they could trade for a treat. And with that experiment, the monkeys learned quickly that they can exchange coins to get a banana. And then after a while of watching these monkeys, not only were they exchanging coins for bananas to get the reward, they learned to take coins from other monkeys and turn them in for rewards, or use the coins as somewhat of a negotiating tool to work out problems and issues amongst their community. So again, money has been used as a form of expression, and they find that money, or some form of money, has been on the planet Earth before even writing. And then some of the first writings that they find is actually a ledger, documented ledger of different kind of like itemized uh, uh, accounts of trade, bartering, and stuff like that. So money has been here since the beginning of time, for thousands and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years. As long as mankind has been here, there's been some form of exchange. And it first started with barter system, exchanging, cows and sheep and stuff like that. And then we went from there and we started to exchange puka shells, or some type of seashells and things like that that we felt were very, important in certain tribes around the world. They even had in South America, there were certain animal skins that were traded, and that was their expression of money. And then from there, we went to rocks, and then from there, we went to gold, different sizes of gold, different chunks, and then from there, we started to actually make gold coins. And then from there, we went to fiat currency, and then from there, we went to plastic. And so there's only been about 5 or 6 transitions of money within hundreds of thousands of years. Wow. So now we're in another transition of money with cryptocurrency, which is the ultimate form of money because it's a programmable money. It's a money you can actually program. It's a money that you can actually store data. It's a money that has more functions than just money has had as a form of expression throughout the years. Now, if you watch children, even at a young age of 5 or 6, you'll notice that they'll create some form of currency. Like when I was growing up, we used to use marbles. I would give you 5 marbles and you might give me your toy. And we were trading, and that was a form of currency. And it was actually a form of expression in a sense because there were some kids that I might have traded things to be cool with them, or they might have traded things with me as a gesture of friendship. So again, money, currency, or exchange and trade, it's not just a governmental issued distributed thing. It's a form of expression and it's a form of communication among human beings that's been here since the beginning of time. And now we're living in a time where it's restricted, it's regulated, it is monitored, it's controlled only through governmental and banking forces. And think about that for a minute. If you're controlling an object that is a form of expression, then you're actually controlling expression. You're actually controlling human communication or the ability to communicate and transact with one another or to be accepted amongst one another. In a sense, you're controlling that. Now, of course, somebody will argue and say, oh, no, I can give money to anybody I want, or I can do this, I can do that. But at the same time, you guys, we have developed so many different forms of currency. And today we're going into a different phase. Now, I told Dave earlier today, could you imagine the first guy who walked in a department store with a credit card, and said, hey, I want to purchase these clothes with this. and the guy at the counter probably said, get the heck out of here with that. Could you imagine? Oh, I got a little shade over there, but I don't know if I want that shade. I kind of like it right in the sun. And so could you imagine the transition of individuals who may have not understood how the credit card processed, may not have had a credit card machine in their store, may not even believe that card, that plastic piece of card, had the ability to transact value. So, could you imagine, the surprise of individuals when the credit cards first started to become processed, and the shock of the people and the lack of acceptance of it. It went through some changes. I was listening to Andreas Angelopoulos recently, and he talked about the first time he sent an email. He sent an email in 1989. He said he had to do some log, some kind of index or something logging. He had to do this stuff and compile files, and then he sent the email. It took him 2 days to compile the files to send one email. And once he sent that email, it took about 2 days to get there. Could you imagine 2 days to send an email? Now you guys can send it on your phone like that. Bam. And I remember when the internet first started in 1994 and emails became big in 94, 95. And people thought that the internet was just emails. That's for a whole year, everybody thought the internet was emails. But what it was is the emails were the first application of internet. But most people thought the internet was emails. That was the internet, emails. And so now we realize that it had several applications that had not quite yet been developed. That's what's going on right now with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first application of decentralization and the first application of this technology that's called the Internet of Money. It is the first application, but it's not the last, and it is the beginning of a whole new dimension of money. And so I wanted to shoot this video here where there's so many different people from all over the world. They're speaking so many different languages. People next to me were speaking some kind of Romanian language. There's Jewish people here. There's Slovakian people. There's African Americans, you have people from Africa, people from Spain, people from all over the world come here. This is one of the most searched, sought out zip codes in the world. 9022. I mean 90. What is it? 90210. I think it's 90210. Beverly Hills 90210. Beverly Hills zip code is the most searched zip code in the world. Now, I wanted to talk again, like I said, about what is money. And we have broke down money. I had a conversation with a young lady yesterday about money. She has a BA, and she asked me, and she was very intrigued with the information that we talk about money. And she said, man, I'm really interested in some of the things you talk about with money. And I kind of want to know the difference between money and currency. So I went into a, explanation as best I could. And I talked to her for about 30 minutes about it. And when I got off the conversation with her, she was a little perturbed. I don't know why, but I guess some people realize how much they don't know, and some people feel inefficient, or they may feel inadequate in some way. But we gotta let people know that we've all been mistrained. We all been mistaught about money. We all don't really fully understand what it is. We think we do, but we have not really examined it because we had no reason to really examine money, especially in America, because the American dollar has always been the reserve currency for most of our lives, probably the last 2 or 3 generations. Um, these last 2 or 3 generations don't know what it's like to live in a culture where their dollar is not the dominant currency in the world. So we had no reason to really examine or define money all the way to its lowest common denominator. And on the Family Cash Machine, this is what we do. We talk about money. We teach this. And in fact, when I first started learning about blockchain technology and decentralization, which is a whole nother dimension of this new digital money that has so many other functions and so many different things that it could evolve into. It again is just like the beginning of the internet when they had the emails. That was the first application of the internet. It was not the internet. It was just an application, a phase of the internet, until other applications were created. So now we're in that phase of money's internet. Wow. And money's internet is in the first application. This is the best way to look at it. The first application is cryptocurrency. But this is the first application of the internet of money, but it's not the internet of money. It is just the first phase of it. And so this is how in the beginning we are with this technology. This is how premature this is. And again, this is how wide open the opportunity is for you guys to come in with the investor mindset and to leverage your position, being one of the first pioneers in this industry, and to pretty much capitalize off of everyone else's inability to understand what this is, and to also share it with other people and teach them about what this is and how it works, and try to elevate their consciousness at the same time without offending them. Because some people feel like, I got the degree, you don't have the degree, and how do you know more than me? And people like that may not be able to get this right away, but eventually, after time of actually practicing, then you get it. But we on the Family Cash Machine don't want to wait. We want to study this, immerse in it, understand it, and be able to go out and explain it to people so they don't miss out on what we call one of the greatest exchanges of wealth ever in the history of the world. Now, I was talking to a gentleman today, and I told him, I said, there's a lot of concern right now about there's a lot of concern about money being laundered. Laundering money. Oh, Bitcoin is only used for laundering money. It's only used for laundering money. And this is the consensus that they try to put out to the public. But I want to share something with you guys. Whenever there's a shift or change in ideology or philosophies, there's always things that were quote unquote illegal now all of a sudden are legal. Let me give you an example. Back in the 1930s, they had a thing called the numbers rackets. The numbers rackets was in Harlem mainly, man, and it was in a lot of African American communities. The numbers racket. Now, I mean, at that time it was illegal. Okay, now today, guess what? It is the lottery. But you had a lot of illegal money that was switched over to legal money because of the law or philosophy change. And the same thing it was with the Prohibition period. Prohibition period, you had a lot of people that made money, like the Kennedys, and it was illegal to make liquor at that time. But now laws have changed. But guess what? All of that illegal money didn't go away. It was laundered or switched into legal money. So, I mean, you're going to always have that when you have new technologies, new innovations. You're going to have laws change, philosophy change, mindsets change. You're going to have some entities that may go from quote unquote illegal entities to all of a sudden legal entities. There's nothing we can do about that. That's called evolution. So at the same time, you guys, I wanted to talk about, I watched a program. I don't know if you guys watch it. I watch it sometime with my daughter. It's called Queen of the South. And what has taken my interest with the Queen of the South is she's a major drug queen, I guess. And she wanted to launder some money, and she went to Malta. And I thought it was an interesting episode because she went to Malta to see one of the king cryptocurrency guys who had his own bank in Malta. And I was like, cryptocurrency doesn't work like that. You don't need a bank for cryptocurrencies. And so, interesting today, I read the cryptocurrency news and I see the story of Binance now. And Binance is trying to be or back one of the first decentralized banks in Malta. Now, me and Dave Lyons, we read about Malta a couple of months ago as becoming one of the safe havens for cryptocurrency companies. They want to be one of the main inviting countries for these innovative technologies. So they're doing a lot of things as far as taxes, making the taxes more, beneficial to up and coming, starting exchanges, cryptocurrency exchanges, or cryptocurrency companies, and even ICOs. They're making themselves very inviting. I didn't really like the position of Malta. It sits over there in the Mediterranean Sea, and it's just pretty close to, Lebanon and Syria and all the stuff going on over there. That's the only reason I didn't like it. But it's its own country. It's its own country. It's a huge island, but they are doing a lot of things in the cryptocurrency space to make it more inviting to their country to stimulate more revenue. So I thought it was interesting watching this story of Queen of the South and how they had this bank where they kept your hard drive. They kept your cryptocurrency hard drive in that bank. And I didn't see the purpose of that because when you have a decentralized technology like this, you can pretty much store, you can be your own bank. You don't need a bank to hold your cryptocurrencies. You can have cryptocurrency on your phone, you can have it on your computer, you can print it out on paper, you can have it in several different wallets. You don't have to have it like in a bank and go ask for permission to retrieve your funds. That's the beauty about cryptocurrency. But this is an amazing story right here. The story is basically talking about how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do it. I would think they're probably going to try to do it the way we saw it on Queen of the South. They're going to store hard drives, and they're going to store in their bank some of the cryptocurrency for some of their clients. But I just don't know how that's going to work. They're calling it decentralized, but they still don't know all the dynamics of how it's going to work out. Dave Lyons, you want to say something?
Do they get to trade on the cryptocurrency market?
Say that again, Dave.
Do they get to trade on the cryptocurrency market with 90% of their coins?
No, I think it's a bank, some founders bank, some kind of founders bank in, I forget the name of it. Something founders bank in Malta is going to be, this is their idea. And I think Binance is just supporting the idea.
Yeah, but you hear what I'm trying to say. You know how banks operate. They trade your money, and that's how they make their profits. So are they gonna be trading their coins on the market?
Well, I'm not understanding how they're gonna be decentralized, because if it's a bank, they're still gonna be regulated. Am I correct?
It's not decentralized. If they got everybody hard draft now, they can just shut the door with everybody's everybody's hardware draft, And then if you don't know your phrase, I mean, of course you know your phrase. You could bring your wallet up somewhere else, which don't make that, which then again makes it don't make sense.
Right. Well, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna work out, how it's gonna work itself out. But I'm gonna be watching it to see how they're actually gonna do it. Now, the other thing that I wanted to is really go ahead. Yeah, sorry about that. You guys make sure you mute your phones when you come in, so it don't disturb other people here. So I wanted to open up for some questions and answers. Anybody got any questions and answers or questions about what we just talked about today? Anything you want to share with your team? You sound like German right there. The guy just passed by. So again, it's all different cultures here, and you know it's just interesting. I remember when I walked the Brooklyn Bridge last year. I don't think I heard anybody spoke English. Everybody on that bridge was speaking a different language. It was just interesting. So okay, you guys, we're not gonna hold you guys up long. What time is it? I think we said enough here. We want to invite other people to our call. If you guys like this video, you guys can click the link down there and we'll send you guys a free ebook, The Greatest Exchange of Wealth Ever in History. If you guys click this link and also click the thumbs up, say you like it, and then you guys will get a free video. I wanted to ask Strategic Man. Strategic Man, are you here? BTC Armani. What's going on, Bitcoin Armani?
Hey, what's going on, Sam?
I'm here.
All right, Strategic Man, I was going to ask you a question. I wanted you to elaborate. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Did we lose him right quick? All right.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys lost me for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question because this is some serious stuff getting ready to happen with these trade wars, with Donald Trump stirring up these trade wars with China. And I don't think we're really in a position to be ruffling China's feathers because we definitely owe China a lot of money. And there's a lot of shareholding. There's a lot of damage they can create. This is not going to end up good. What do you want to say about that, Strategic Man? I know you did a lot of research on this. Strategic Man, you muted. Hello?
Okay. All right. I'm unmuted now.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You said that was pertaining to the trade war?
Yeah. What's going on?
Oh, that's happening?
Yeah, I know you followed that a lot, very closely.
Well, yeah, not only that, plus, you know, what's happening with our NATO friends and stuff, and how he's, you know, just bashing all our allies and befriending all of our enemies. What I see is a breakdown of governments. I see a breakdown of leadership.
Wow.
In both the government and the civil.
Elaborate on that a little, the breakdown of leadership.
Well, the effects of what I come to understand that the effects of inflation, or I would like to say an economy that's in trouble, is evidence of leaderships and governments coming apart at the seam, and that's what I'm seeing. You know, and it's to the fact that now, and I won't say our governments, I'll say our financial institutions, which are the central banks and the one are losing power. And all of this back and forth with economies going under hyperinflations and people's currency becoming devalued is just all signs of what who research and understand is a economic breakdown of our financial system, which cryptocurrency has a big part in, as people look to, place their value somewhere. As we know, it's always been in fiat currency, other than, gold and other mineral things. The dealings is with the fiat currency. That's no longer an advantageous thought for big businesses and governments at this time, because I don't value your yuan. How you gonna value my dollar if I don't value your mark? If you don't value my yin? So all of this is coming out, and that's what I see. And
that's a good breakdown. Yeah, I kind of knew where you were going, but I wanted everybody to hear the disintegrating of leadership with that, how that is it's actually a phase in the fall of a regime, or the fall of a country, or the fall of a financial system. And like I said, the cryptocurrencies and digital currency is one of the, I would say, disruptions of currencies. And there's only been maybe 5 or 6 different transitions of currencies since the human being has been on the planet. There hasn't been a lot of them. Like I said, we went from bartering animals and stuff like that, which was the first one, because at one time human beings traded whatever they wanted to trade it. It didn't have to be animals and stuff like that. It was just barters that were going on. And then from there we came up with shells or animal skins or whatever. And then from there we went to coins. No, we went to gold and silver. And they were not perfect pieces. They were chunks, they were dust, they were boulders. There were so many different various sizes. And then from there we went to a physical coin that they started to make. The first ones that they noticed were in Greece. They made an actual coin. And then from there, thousands of years later, then we went to a fiat currency. We went to an actual paper currency, a note. And then from there, we went to plastic credit cards. And so it's only been 5 or 6 transitions that the expression of money has went through. And so this is not going to be accepted easily. It's not going to be accepted easily. It's going to go through a transition. It's going to go through rejection. It's going to go through a lot of people denying it and just rejecting it until it becomes totally understood and accepted. Because people have to really understand what money is. They really don't understand what money is, and this is going to force them to really understand that money is it's an expression. It's not just a currency. It's something we use to negotiate. It's something we use to barter, to bargain, to leverage. And so that's going to change, because not only now is money something we can use to buy things. It's programmable. We can program it. We can program cryptocurrency. We can actually store data. It has multiple functions now. And this has never happened in the history of the world with money. So I'm excited about it, and I'm learning more on how to explain it. And it's something that consumes you, because it covers every dimension of life. It covers governments, it covers money, it covers politics, geopolitics, wars, it covers central banks, it covers every dynamic of your existence. When you study cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and decentralization, it actually encompasses it all. And so I'm excited about it, and it keeps me up at night. I'm not tired at all. I got plenty of energy. I'm consumed with this, and this is what it does to most people who get the bug, the crypto bug. Once you get it, you're just kind of like on it, and you're studying, and it expands your whole thinking about money and societies and cultures and the whole nine, wars and banking and governments. It all is surrounded around money. And so with that, you guys, I'm not going to talk too much longer. I did wanted to hear from Bitcoin Armani. He's the youngest member on our team here right now, and I want to ask Bitcoin Armani to close us out with with some closing thoughts of yours before we close out the Family Capturing meeting today. Go. I had to unmute you. Bitcoin Armani, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, fam?
Go ahead.
Step off the floor really quickly. Yeah, but I just wanted to let everybody know that, what you want to do is just invest right now. You want to get people to invest. You just want to kind of just lead by example, and don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. It's all hype. Just like any new technology that hits the scene, people are speculating right now, and you got a lot of big players in the game that they're using money to fuck the market, to create bad publicity surrounding this technology. A lot of the research that I see is just reading between the lines. A lot of people are saying one thing and they mean another. And what I've been doing is just continuing to invest, whether it's $20, $200, and using local Bitcoins to cut down on the auditing that Coinbase has. And I shared on the call yesterday that BitPay now allows you guys to link your Coinbase account for direct spending from your Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin wallets.
Right.
The significance of that is showing people that, hey, this card, which I'll show you guys mine real quick, if I can get it out. Yeah, here's mine right here. So I show people this card. I'll take them, purchase something, and it's real easy to show them, how fungible this market is.
Right,
and then I just reverse engineered. I say, so, this is actual money. You can spend it, but this is the form of currency that's digital. So that helps them to, understand the market. And I think right now, this is all about enlightening yourself. You know what I mean? Get as much material as you can. Like I'm still reading the Andres, what's his name? Say his name for me. Somebody. Andreas Angelopoulos, called Mastering Bitcoin.
Yes.
I suggest everybody read that. You know what I mean? I'm skimming through it. I skim through it a lot. It's like the Bitcoin Bible.
He's got 2 more books now. He's got Mastering Ethereum, and then he has The Internet of Money.
Yeah, and like I said, he actually will he'll respond to you on Twitter.
Okay.
Just promoting his book and promoting the sharing of the knowledge, because right now a lot of people are misinformed. You got people that got hedge funds and they still don't know what's going on. So
they got, what you mean? They got
hedge
funds?
Yeah. Not Bitcoin hedge funds.
Oh, just
I think they're just hedge funds. So a lot of
it's trying to what's your name? Mike Novogratz was trying to do the first Bitcoin hedge fund. But go ahead.
Oh, wow. Okay, Mike, I'll look into that myself. And something like that. Just, study and make sure you're aware of if that's even possible. You know what I mean? And just helping people understand, just to wrap their head around the basic usage of what Bitcoin is, and where it'll be in the future, because you can get caught up real easy in, putting your money into all of these different centralized platforms.
Right.
They're not explaining this to you. So you're throwing your money at it and then you're losing money. That discourage you, or believing all of this stuff that people don't even know what they're talking about because the market's so new.
Yeah.
They don't know the direction it's going to go. And to me, this is the first opportunity I've had to take advantage of something that's going to be so lucrative in the future, but it's still cost effective. You see what I'm saying? So it's a no-brainer now. So we on top when it goes up.
Breaking up a little bit. Go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, try to not move too much.
Okay. So I was sharing.
All
right, there we go.
You like to move around when you talk and get the juices going.
Yeah. That's all it is, man. Y'all don't put too much stress on yourself. Don't put too much, negativity in what you're doing. Whoever you're following, switch it up. I listen to there's younger guys in the space of crypto now There's women in the space of crypto now that I'm getting a lot of good information from. You know, they just come with a different level of compassion for the market, and they're not trying to bash it. They're trying to understand it. So that's been my method. And anytime I have any excess, you know, funds, like I put it in there. I just bought a whole Litecoin yesterday because it dropped down from $82 to $66.
You're not just buying Bitcoin. You're buying multiple.
Yeah, I'm not just
with different.
Exactly. I'm buying altcoins. I'm not just buying Bitcoins, guys. But I think doing both, you know, setting you up a nice portfolio with altcoins because they're so cheap right now, and also still putting in $200 or $300. Like I try to put $200 every paycheck to securing at least one Bitcoin. But the reason I don't like doing that through Coinbase is because they are a centralized platform.
Now I'm going to stop you right there. That was a great, thank you, Bitcoin Armani, because a lot of people are not understanding how powerful that is, what this young man just said. A lot of people listen to him on the call, don't know anything about cryptocurrency. It's like, oh man, he's putting $200 a month in this thing. Why is he doing that? Okay, I'm going to tell you guys why he's doing that. There's a gentleman on our team that spent $150 on a coin called Regal Coin, and in 34 days, that coin turned him into $12,000. And so also there's several people on our team that bought the Ripple coin when it was fractions of a penny. And when it went up to $1, $2, $3, we made a lot of money. So you can actually become a multi-millionaire by that strategy right there that young man is talking about. And that's what I love about that young man. He's studying money. He's studying which is the root of everything. If you study money, you're going to get a whole different perspective of history. You're going to get a whole different perspective of why that war was fought, or that war was fought, or why this particular dictator even emerged. If you study money, the money is the key to understanding it all, no matter what nobody tells you. If you follow the money, you'll find the truth. And so with that, you guys, we're going to get ready to close out. Again, I want you guys watching this video to click that link. Join the Family Casual. Start learning about not just money, but start learning about how you can diversify and how you can capture this whole new technology, which is really the internet of money, and you can catapult yourself to become like Bill Gates and Eric Schmitz and all these guys who evolved in the beginning of the internet and made all of this money and made generational wealth. You guys could have an opportunity right now if you follow the Family Casual. Click that link, start learning about this, start joining on to our movement, and understand what you need to do to position yourself for one of the greatest exchanges of wealth ever in the history of the world. So with that, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. This is Eric Vaughn. Peace.